Yeah, I probably went to college for nothing. And I probably set myself back that amount of time from the life that I should be living. I went to college for absolutely nothing. I did it out of fear. And I was a little apprehensive about going to college because I felt I was an unconventional student as is. I spent a lot of my time daydreaming, but I did my assignments. And I was concerned that the investment in time and money that I was putting towards this institution, I wasn't quite sure that it was going to pay off. Well, I should have trusted my intuition.
Maybe you had an idea of entrepreneurship and a business idea or a strategy or something that would allow you to forego college for right now. Maybe you didn't need it and you can pursue other avenues.
A lot of people had different opportunities to learn themselves and their path and hold off on pursuing college until they were 100% sure that the investment in time and money was going to go towards a profession or career that was going to best suit them and provide them a quality life. And all I was thinking was, well, I need to go. I'm unsure of what I'm going to do. I'm not sure I even like the university that I'm attending, but they accepted me, right? So I kind of have to see this as an opportunity, right? And there was just one person in my class who decided to forego college. And I remember she got all kinds of acceptance letters from prestigious university after prestigious university, Ivy League, Cal States, UCs, all the schools that you can think of. You know what she decided to do? She decided to forego college and backpack around the globe, exploring herself and her creativity. And a lot of people thought she was crazy, myself included, because I was like, why would you throw away this opportunity of a lifetime to pursue higher education, be a lawyer, be a doctor? You'd be the student that's like, oh, they went and did something with their lives. They got into this amazing college. Well, she decided to take that time off, work on herself, explore the world, work on her craft. She gambled on herself and she succeeded. I can't speak for anyone else pursuing college. I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do. Some people are enjoying the college experience and they went that route and they look back at their college experience with fondness. In this video, I'm not going to tell you not to go to college. I'm just telling you about my college experience. I think it's wrong that we're able to take out loans as a first-time high-risk lender. The history of credit that I had when I first enrolled in college, I was not eligible. I should not have been given that loan, but it's a predatory loan, right? If you don't know what you're doing. So I was spending all this money. I didn't like my college experience. I just felt like it wasn't for me. I felt like I should have been somewhere that was a little bit more artistic, a little bit more creative, and I can hone in on my skills that I felt like were applicable to me. But I felt like a fish out of water. I couldn't relate to anybody. My father told me, just stay in college, get your degree. The opportunities will be endless for you. So I stayed in college. I went through a bunch of experiences, heartbreak, having no money, starving, attending classes that I feel like didn't apply to me, that didn't apply to how I saw my life and my vision. I largely felt it was a waste of time. And while other students were enjoying the campus life, they were going to parties or they were networking or they were mingling, they were really making the most out of their college experience, I isolated myself and I felt very isolated. Well, if the education you feel is not valuable or you're not valuing the education and you're not making any new experiences, then what am I doing here? I questioned myself and what I was doing. And that should have been my sign that this environment wasn't for me. But yet I continued and I continued. I persevered. And in some regard, I am happy that I continued. And in other ways, I regret my decision for going. I probably should have took a leap year and really took that year to think about what I really wanted to do. But I felt like I didn't have that time. I felt like I was being pushed by my parents to leave the nest, leave the house, and really spread my wings. And it was great because it was my first taste of independence, but also it came at a cost of my mental health and also just questioning and tearing myself down year after year. I was getting stronger. My character was getting stronger. My perspective was getting stronger. But in other ways, I felt more and more unsure of myself and uncertain that I was ever going to get to the destination that I saw for myself back in high school. I feel like I was getting further and further away from what I really wanted to do and my purpose and what I was called here to do on earth. So every year, year after year, debt is piling up. I'm in these different classes. I'm even leaving classes early. I just felt it was more beneficial to leave class and use that time to build out the creative vision that I was so passionate about. But it was all at the cost of like this costly education I was paying for that I wasn't taking full advantage of because it wasn't for me. So every year I planned to leave college. I was like, I'm gonna do it after freshman year. My plans weren't right, and I was talking to my parents and like, you gotta get a job. It's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Year after year, I'm like, I'm gonna do a sophomore year. I'm gonna drop out and I'm gonna really pursue my dreams. So out of fear, I stayed in college. If this is your situation and you feel like you're in college because you're afraid to take that leap of faith, or you're afraid of what your parents or your family may say to you, and you have this inner conflict that the area you're in right now is not for you, I fully believe you should trust your instinct and pursue other avenues, because time is something we can't get back. I can't get that time back that I spent in college. I can't. All that time that I spent studying and going to classes, if I took that time applying to how I was going to make my initial plans and dreams come true, I believe I would have been further along, but I have no one else to blame but myself. I graduated with a bachelor's in journalism. A lot of people would say that I made the wrong decision in choosing this major, and I even agree. Because once I got out of college, I knew I didn't want to work for a newsroom or travel to Montana and be in the snow and do that and report on politics. I wanted to report on what I wanted to report. I wanted to tell the stories that I wanted to tell, but it wasn't supported by the institution or the structure. Yeah, I probably went to college for nothing. And I probably set myself back that amount of time from the life that I should be living. But it's not too late. It's never too late. You have to know yourself and you have to do things for yourself, especially in college.
It's easier to lose yourself in college because, you know, for the first time in a lot of young people's lives, there isn't someone telling you to do anything. We get our first taste of freedom, likely, at that period where we go off to college. A lot of people get lost in that and they never come back. They never get right back on track. But for every decision that we make, there are consequences. And I was so afraid of what the potential consequences could be that it took me away from living in the moment. I think it directly hindered my enjoyment for being in college. And you have to love what you do, right? As I was trying to elaborate earlier, that when we stay in a situation, it becomes a choice, right? And I chose to be there out of fear. And that fear took me away from enjoying it. I didn't love being in college. I didn't love what I was learning. I didn't love the amount of time that I invested into this process. And that's not to say it didn't benefit me. I just didn't love it. It was a painful and uncomfortable experience, a very painful and uncomfortable experience in which I grew from. And without college, I wouldn't be here to talk about this. I wouldn't be in this position to freely exercise my thoughts and my ideas, and I wouldn't have the skill set if I didn't go to college. You know, my professors in the actual classroom may have not directly taught me the skill set that I'm showing to you today, but I think experiencing life in the way that I experience by way of college proved to be a lot more beneficial than what I give it credit for. And I will admit that.